OBS recording is go. Drunk Master, he thinks the HQ pick is because last was traumatized by Jacko. Okay, welcome to the first no, not the first deciding map, sorry, I tell a lie. The second map I have had to cast that has gone to Decider. Welcome to Obsidian Knoll. Here in the top right, playing as the purple Latin Confederation, we have DarkPestilence. His opponent playing as the blue Epsilon Headquarters. We have last. It is a 1-all game, as those on the recording will be able to see the scoreboard, which is properly named and scored. So nobody can complain about that live. Also, those who've seen this game live can't see it, because it's a Discord stream. We're not streaming on Twitch anymore. Twitch is a shit platform. I'd set up a YouTube stream when I can, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, so welcome to Obsidian Knoll. There are 6 oil derricks per player. Well, not 6 oil derricks per player, bloody hell. There are 6 oil derricks in total on this map, 3 per player. 2 on the left hand side of the map, 2 in the centre, 2 on the right. And it's quite a large map with around that many ore fields. You start out with a large amount of gems in order to get your economy started. A small ore field, you get 2 ore drills as well for both players. And then you have a natural smaller ore field with not that many gems, only 4 tiles of gems just ahead of your base, but it's quite close to your opponent's natural expansion as well, so you want to be careful. And then up on the top left and the bottom right, you have gems working with another ore field, so the similar size as your natural expansion. Up on the far reaches of the map, they're much more exposed, but generally considering much more value as well because of the gems. Now we are seeing a little bit of a beginning mistake here from DarkPestilence, in that he hasn't microed his ore miner onto the gems. He's gone double refinery because you can see there's no war factory out yet. He's going to go for triple refinery, actually, which is an interesting play to make. But he's going to want to make sure he manages his miners, which he hasn't, so this could potentially run into trouble economically. Whereas Last has gone for a much more conventional double refinery start, and he is making sure his miners are in fact on the gems. So he'll be able to afford a sizable initiate force, but these conscripts are well and truly flooding the map, as it looks like he's going to try and take this oil derrick up on the left here. He could potentially seize the 5th one down there as well, if he trains another engineer. But no, he's going all out on the conscript production. You can see a couple of spooks stuffed inside a bioreactor, and ghost miner production has started. There we go. DarkPestilence has made sure his miners are mining the gems now as he sells off his 3rd refinery and works on his war factory. But the conscript swarm is everywhere. Has stuck another engineer past all of it though. I'm not sure what he intends to do with it. He'll probably try and sneak an oil derrick capture. Yeah, he's going to dive on this one. But I'm not sure how successful he's going to be. He's got another engineer out to capture the one on the left. There's the 5th engineer, from DarkPestilence coming down on this oil derrick, and he's miles ahead in the economy, mostly because he hasn't used his vehicle cube yet. But I imagine we'll see upwards of 5 Jaguar tanks, maybe even 7, with an economy like that. He's going to go for a 2nd war factory as well, so actually no, this looks like it's going to be a gem all in here from DarkPestilence, as he decides to go double war factory for the sheer Jaguar production, so he's going to want to be careful. I don't think Last sees it. I don't know how much scouting Last has done. I don't think he's done enough. And I think he's completely oblivious to this. Now, that 2nd war factory has in fact depowered DarkPestilence, however, so he's going to want to be slightly more careful with that. He is building a test reactor. There's another engineer that's coming out, probably to try and capture that oil derrick back. As we've got 3 Jaguar tanks out the front door, 4 soon to be 5 at this rate, and a huge swarm of conscripts. They are like locusts coming for the crop of this oil field. It looks like their first prey is going to be this poor engineer who's been well caught out unawares, and makes that conscript better. He gets a nice 40% HP bonus, but 40 times 0 is still 0. So, not really sure how much worthwhile that HP is. Starting to see double barrel tank open tanks. We're getting some micro in. As his initiates start force firing to make sure they get a side of the group. We see a terror drone come up here as well, so we don't want to be careful with those. There are no repair schemes yet. But DarkPestilence well and truly has the last bottled up here. There is a sizable initiative force. They're about equal, I think, in terms of sheer numbers here. But there we go. No, DarkPestilence has committed now. That Opus tank can't escape. It loses a second Opus tank as well, but all the Jaguars are still alive. The initiates try and brings out some of these conscripts here. All the Opus tanks try and get into the crushes. There's an attempt. The conscript blob has been completely cleaned up. It did have some Jaguar casualties. It looks like Last is going to survive that attack. He's lost all of the conscripts that he started with there, but he kept a majority of the Jaguar tanks, but there's not a lot he can do with that. He's mined out all of his gems now, so he's going to want to probably switch to more miner production, but he decides instead that half tracks are the better decision. As we see an airfield producing foxtrots, he moves his MCV forward to claim his natural expansion, which is absolutely necessary, all things considered, as he's just run out of gems here and he doesn't have that many miners, so he's going to want to get some map presence there whilst he still can, and before he runs bankrupt. But the fact that Last lived and didn't even take any major infrastructure damage is a huge boost to him. He's still got some gems to mine as well, as a matter of fact. We're going to go through his gene plug, but he doesn't quite have the map control. This could potentially bite him. Another engineer dies in an effort to claim oil derricks. At the minute that Last moves out, these Jaguar tanks will just come in on his base and absolutely eviscerate anything there. So Last can't move out, but likewise DarkPestilence can't deliver the killing blow or the coup de grace. So it's a stalemate, essentially. It's a stalemate that ultimately favours DarkPestilence, but it's not impossible for Last to pull something off here. So he does hit his tier 3, so Gene Plug Ran I expect soon after this engineer. Yep, there it is. You see an ore refinery, a frontier barracks will be coming up for DarkPestilence as he finally drains his bank account now. And he has no tech, so ultimately with that now having been drained and his low miner count, I'd say the game swings towards Last now. Especially if DarkPestilence can't make anything of those Jaguar tanks. Foxtrots pick off an engineer. I'm not entirely sure how much value that was. One of them does die, so it's going to be an expensive loss. And the Raider gets picked off by the flak tracks, or half tracks I should say. But they're going to die for absolute free, and they don't even kill the invader. Oh hello, we see Gema mines out here from Last in an effort to try and dissuade DarkPestilence, especially if he comes down through here. Those conscripts are ripe to become brutes. But Last has mined out his ore field. He needs to secure this area now. He's making a Kala. He needs to move his MCV up. He probably will after this cloning back. But the miner count has improved somewhat for DarkPestilence. He's manufactured a 4th miner. Or rather, I should say 5th. Count that one as the 4th miner. And Last is now base crawling. There's the Arcala, which is going to be a fantastic zoning tool. There's absolutely zero AA out here from DarkPestilence, considering he just suicided his half tracks. And there's no stealth detection here either, so these ghost mines can try and crash, but alas. Foxtrots try and make something work on Ran here, but they don't get the kill. MCV shows up. That's not where it wants to be. I think MCV tries to retreat. Jaguars go for all the crushes. They focus down the MCV, but I don't think they're gonna kill it. As Ran just continues converting conscripts into brutes, the MCV decides to sit this one out, which is a smart decision. And this is a pretty heavy loss for DarkPestilence here, as he's unable to prevent Last from taking the expansion. Now whilst he does thin down the army, he doesn't kill the Ran. The Arcana's still alive, moving menacingly forward. And DarkPestilence just doesn't have the tech level to deal with it. He's still on tier 1. He's going triple air. These air bases aren't working. We saw it with last, and we're seeing it with DarkPestilence now as well. In that both players, when confronted and playing these low-tech games, go for the airbase and double down on it, despite the presence of heavy anti-air. And it's just generally not what he needs. Foxtrot's a decent crowd control tool, but against AA, we've seen it already, they just fall flat immediately. We see Pyros out here as well as a last ditch resort, but there's no way they're prudent that, not with Rani. Barrier comes down as well. Final insult to injury. Foxtrot's coming, try and make something of it, but Akala's here now. There are only so many half tracks on the field. There's a lot of archers. DarkPestilence is gonna lose his MCV no matter, even if he retreats now. And this is it for DarkPestilence. Once again, we see an all-in strat just absolutely flat on its face as it doesn't deliver the killing blow. And it wasn't even a specialized strategy that we saw, or special build order. It was genuinely just single barracks, single war factory on this map. This map is just so huge that you see an all-in from a mile off. And DarkPestilence has just run out of steam. The Haze squad down here to add insult to injury. Got 2 Haze squads actually. Here comes the Akala. It's just going to absolutely melt things alongside the archers. And 1 Haze squad gets on top, but it's not going to make a difference. All Last has to do is just move into the main base and kill everything, and that'll be it for DarkPestilence.
Player defeated.
Yeah, DarkPestilence just gives up. And that is it. Last takes this series 2-0.